Hey guys, you see this arrow here? I want to share a very sad story with you. I don't know what this world is coming to, but I just measured this arrow and can't even hardly get it in the picture. It is 2 foot 4.7 inches. And I came home yesterday from work. Let me just tell you this little story, how crazy this world is. I came home yesterday after working and had my 9-year-old, about to be 10 granddaughter with me. And when we drove up with my windows up, I could hear my cat, Jax, big fluffy 10-pound wonderful cat that everybody that we know around the neighborhood that I've lived in for 15 years, our subdivision, loves Jax. My granddaughter who's 4, and my grandson that just made 5, since they were little bitty, has picked him up. He has never scratched a human. He has huge paws. He's never scratched anyone. He is the most lovable cat. Catches mice. He's an outside cat. Well, he was an outside cat. And so, anyway, we got home, back to the story, and I could hear him meowing like it sounded like a little child screaming. It was the worst sound. And I thought, well, that's odd. I didn't know if maybe he saw an animal or he was laying there and, I didn't know. And he was kind of laying like this, like on his belly, flat. And so when I opened the door, and all this is happening within seconds, he usually runs up to us. He stayed right there in that same position. And as soon as I opened the door, and my granddaughter knew something was not right, so she gets out about the same time I open the door, and she starts screaming, and I see an arrow through my cat. It was in his back, right, just a couple of inches, behind his head. And then it came out, and this long piece was so long that I could hardly get him in the car. But that was an ordeal in itself. I ended up having to bring him to a med vet clinic in Mandeville, Louisiana, which was about 40 minutes away, and getting him up because the arrow was so heavy. Thank God for wonderful neighbors. My neighbor, Chad, came over here, and we scooped him up on a tray, a plastic tray that I had just purchased. Must have been God. Because it wasn't like you could pick him up. And I was afraid that we would damage whatever was going on even more. So after a wonderful friend of mine's daughter, who's like family, called around, there was nobody I could bring him to locally, and she called, sent me the directions, and kind of guided me along, because she actually was the human resources director at LSU vet school. And so she kind of was savvy in telling me how to do and how to respond, because my granddaughter was hysterical, and I wanted to be, but I was trying to keep it together for her. So, long story short, we know this was an intentional act. I live in a subdivision, for goodness sakes. So, that is a special kind of crazy and cruelty. And my poor cat Okay, I'm not going to get emotional, but the bottom line is we brought him there, and we were there for hours. We did not get back home until about 10:30 last night, and needless to say, he's an inside cat now. And my question is, you know, I've already filed a police report. What happens if somebody, I don't know if this was random or somebody thought was funny, or I'm just have no words. I have no words. And what if one of the kids are playing outside? My neighbor has a little boy about the same age as my granddaughter, and one of the kids are shot with an arrow. This is like an adult arrow, okay? Like, I just have no words. That's all I can say. And the vet said that he has to be the luckiest cat ever, because it did not touch any organs, did not damage any organs, and it went through a portion of his spine, and she said it never touched any bone. It is a miracle that he's alive. Our only concern is the infection. I'm going to ask you guys, I know this may sound crazy to some, if you could please pray for our cat, because he's like family. I'm not into hair in my house, but he is an inside cat. Come heck or high water, he is inside and is never going outside again. So, forgive me. We are blessed that he is doing as well as he's doing. We are keeping him in the bathroom. They said to keep him in a small space. He's on antibiotic, pain and anti-inflammatory, and and he is going in the litter box. He's only went one time, and when I got home today, this all happened last night. I'm exhausted. My granddaughter came home, took a shower, and went to sleep. We were both exhausted. While the vet was working on him, they did remove the arrow. I had it pieced together, but they cleaned the arrow and then they removed it, and they had no words. They said, we have never seen anything like this. And they know that it was not an accident. It was intentional. And I guess that is what is so disturbing about the whole story. Who does that? Who does that? Like, this arrow, that is like bow and arrow, pull it back. Like, this was an intentional thing. And so, I don't know what this world's coming to. I don't know if it was a teenager. I don't know if it was an adult. I don't know if it was for fun. I don't know what was going on through their mind. And it was on my camera at 3:19, even though we did not see anybody. Jax came running up my driveway at 3:19 with an arrow in him. And I guess laid there until we got home about 5 o'clock. So, he is a miracle. We are so grateful that he's okay, because we love Jax. I've never been an animals person, but we love Jax. My sister Shelly gave him to us about 4 or 5 years ago. He is the most gorgeous cat, the friendliest, lovable, wonderful cat. Catches mice. He is just wonderful in every way, and everyone in the neighborhood knows him. And my neighbors, who both teach at the local college, Southeastern Louisiana University, they put it on Facebook. They were so disturbed.